Mr. Chair, this has to do with Ghana Railway Company. We have Samuel J. We have...
Please, which number is that? You have the document with you. We have from Ghana Health Service, National Ambulance. So let's reconcile them. Which number, so that we know the employer. Mention the employer and the number.
Those who have paid. Do you have the details? The Suhum one.
The Suhum one is here, but it's like on the main listing we have not ticked them. Honorable Chair, we actually took out what has been paid and then we have put them on a different list. So it will be very difficult going back to the main list. So if you wouldn't mind, we make the entire document available to you.
You said you have taken those that have paid.
Yes.
So mention them.
Those are the names I started mentioning, and Honorable was saying I should go to the
because
list.
What we have here in the name you mentioned. Okay, you mention.
Ghana Railway Company Limited. We have Samuel Ajay. Then Abraham Moke, John Asante, Alfred Yenzu, Alex Boa.
Director, Ghana Railway is not part of the employers here. So it means that the 14, none of them has been paid. Or the list you are mentioning are all coming from one company.
The 14, they are
Suhum, okay.
So the 14 are... Sorry, excuse me. Just give him small time to organize himself, because there are about 4 queries. They all center on workmen's compensation. So it's like he's mixed them up. So just give him some small time to give you that.
Honorable Minister, if you have a copy of the report of the Auditor General, clerk, if they don't have a copy, can they give a copy to them? You have it there. So on the table, on page 409 of the report, the employers, the number 1 is Ghana Health Service, Suhum. And the employee name is Gloria Asante. The amount involved here is 34,333. Has this been paid? Yes, no.
No, Honorable Chair.
So it has not been paid. The next one is National Ambulance Service, Asuboy. The employee name is Seth Opoku. The amount involved is 51,500. Has it been paid?
Honorable, it has been paid.
It has been paid.
Honorable, yes.
So this is what we want. Then, next one, National Commission for Civic Education, Chebi. The employee name is William Tete Kofi. The amount is 97,000. Has it been paid?
It has not been paid, Honorable Chair.
Not paid. The next one is Seed Production Unit, Apejua. The employee name is Kwame Ajay. The amount involved is 13,680. Has it been paid?
Honorable Chair, it's been paid.
The next one is Department of Social Welfare, Suhum. The employee name is Josephine Jokoto. The amount is 2,305. Has it been paid?
Chair, no, that one has not been paid.
The next one is Cocoa Health and Extension Division, Suhum. Employee name is Emmanuel Duya. The amount is 8,278. Has it been paid?
Yes, Honorable Chair, that one too has been paid.
The next one is Cocoa Health and Extension Division, Suhum. The employee name is Abednego Tete. The amount is 16,556. Has it been paid?
Honorable Chair, that one too has been paid.
Also has been paid. The next one is Cocoa Health again. Employee name is Prince Kobina Apia. 45,000 is amount. Has it been paid?
Honorable Chair, it has been paid.
The next one is Seed Production Division, Cocoa Board, Asamankesi. The employee name is Stella Dakwa.
Honorable Chair, that one has not been paid.
Not paid.
No.
The next one, Cocoa Health again. Suhum Ebenezer Akom Brimpom is the name of the employee. The amount is 13,362.
Honorable Chair, 31,000. It has not
31,000.
It has not been paid.
31,362.
It has not been paid.
It has not been paid. The next one is ECG Suhum Richmond Ajay Richmond Atta 22,889.
Honorable Chair, no. Most of the ECG cases are outstanding.
Then the next one, Cocoa Health and Extension Division, Suhum Isaac Ajeni Dodu, 202,000.
No, that one has not been paid.
Has not been paid. National Commission for Civic Education, Zandek Eyiram Yao, is the name, 51,500.
Honorable Chair, it has not been paid.
And the last one is Suhum Municipal Assembly. Paulina Labi is the name, and the amount is 7,441.
It
has not been paid. So let's count those have been paid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as you said. So now it is clear. So when we are writing our report, we can also do it to cover these people. All right. Auditors, can you confirm this?
Honorable Chair, we were informed some payment has been made, but documentation to that effect is yet to be submitted to us. Thank you.
So kindly provide evidence to the auditors for those that have been paid. And then you also work on to facilitate those people who are left. Now, the issue raised by Honorable Isaac Opoku, I think is relevant. In fact, any time that employees take employers' money and there's a need to refund, auditors, you always recommend that the amount should be recovered with the prevailing Bank of Ghana interest rates. Now, here the employers owe the employees, but you are not recommending that the employer also pay with interest. Why? It should be the same. If you're asking the employee to pay with interest, like what we saw 2 days ago, this unearned salary, we always say that they should pay with interest. That's your recommendation. Here, the employers owe the employees. So they should also, the employers also should pay with what? Interest. Going forward, that should be the recommendation. It shouldn't be only one way. Honorable Yusuf.
Chairman, that is very important. Chairman, I think that the Ministry of Labor is failing us in this respect. The law is clear. The law says that within 3 months, you should be able to ensure that the affected people are compensated. It is your responsibility, and the act is clear. So it's taking us more than 2-3 years. And what we are being told is that we are pursuing it vigorously. You shouldn't have even waited for the auditors to instruct you to pursue it vigorously. So, Minister, what are you doing to ensure that this money is paid to these affected people with interest? Because it's unfair that somebody in the course of, what is it called, work, is injured or something happens, and that person is supposed to be given compensation, and it's taking the person 2-3 years. For all you know, some of them are even dead. That's unfair, and I think that the ministry owes us some explanation. Minister, thank you.
All right, let's move to the next one.
The minister was.
Minister.
I was just waiting for you to admit the question before.
Okay, go ahead and respond.
Honorable Chair, I have said that the Labor Department's responsibility is to assess and work out the workman's compensation that is due the injured person, and also to inform whoever the employer is to effect the payment. So, unfortunately for us, in the law, the Labor Department do not have the right to prosecute whoever is supposed to do the payment, and in an event that they don't pay, the only way they can pursue them is to use persuasive powers. Honestly, we have an avenue to be able to make an amendment to this because we are reviewing the entire Labor Act, and I think it is one area where we can take advantage and give them propose a prosecutorial powers for them. Otherwise, the best they can do is just to work and inform the employer that this is how much you have to pay your employee that is injured, and then failing to do that, perhaps they will have to use that persuasive power. Like he said, we want to explore the possibility of also contacting the AG, whether we can also use their office whilst waiting for the new directive that we want to go. So it is not that we have failed in our responsibility, not at all. We have worked it, and it is still a debt to the companies that employ them. Maybe I can also add that after having worked it out and the figures are known, the employees themselves can also even take the employers to court for failing to honor their commitment to them based on whatever award has been given them by the Labor Department.
Once they're in the service of the company, they should take their employers to court. After the case, they will sack you.
Is their right?
So in the law, make provision to protect them. If they take them to court, after the court case, they should not be sacked. That should be a protection. Yes. All right. So next one is Department of Factories in Takoradi. It's about rent not collected. Some 30 companies failed to renew their annual license, and the total amount is 26,024 Ghana cedis. The recommendation is to the regional inspector of factories to ensure that the amount is recovered from the companies. Have you?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Fortunately for me, we have the acting director, acting factories inspector here, and I will want to defer to him to answer the question.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Chairman. We have done that to recover most of the money, but there are remainder that we have to look at. But our work normally, we have a work plan, and we normally start with the high-risk areas because of scarcity of resources. So we are doing that, and we've done the majority. So it's an ongoing process because we have to inspect the factories before they pay the certification fees. So we are looking at the high-risk areas, and it's ongoing. So very soon, all areas will be covered. Thank you. Looking at 30 companies that, the chairman, you mentioned, 7 have successfully renewed their certificates, and the evidence is attached, given to the audit. 16 companies, accounting for 13,984, are currently non-operational, because if you look at some of the companies, when the inspectors go there, they are no more working, the operation have been inactive, they don't work, and they have to record that. But the remaining 7 companies with a potential renewal value of 7,658 receipts have been attached, and majority will be recovered as is ongoing process. Thank you.
So in the era of moving from taxation to production, 16 factories out of 30 are not working. What is the nature of the factory? What do they produce?
Some of them actually are oil.
Chairman, the preamble to the question is too pregnant with so many issues.
Honorable Minister, but we know that we are moving from taxation to production. 7.5 years down the line, 16 out of 30 factories are not in operation. Yet we are moving from taxation to production.
Well,
or we have moved from taxation to production.
Yes. Well, perhaps before I come in, I will let him define what he means by a factory. After that, I will come and then answer your question.
He is the inspector of factories. At the factory inspectorate directory. How do you call it? What's the name? Department of Factories. So anything that he is inspecting is a factory. Whether they are producing whatever is a factory. So that is why I want to know what is the nature of those factories.
So okay.
Yeah, some of them are oil companies. Oil companies. They produce, they sell fuel. I think some of them are still changed their form to, they've given it to other companies, so we cannot access those companies. Top Oil, like some of them too.
So is Top Oil a factory?
Yes, because they employ 1 or 2 people for a gain, and therefore occupational health and safety must improve so that people do not get accidents. So they are a factory.
It's a company, but why is it a factory?
A factory because if you have a machine, we say for easy work, machine helps to make the work easier. So if you're even using a calculator to calculate mathematics, it's making your work easier. So it's a factory. So anything that you employ a person for a gain is a factory.
So a filling station is a factory?
Yes. Because again, it is a business, so it's a factory. Health and safety need to be there.
So Mr. Chairman, per their work, their technical definition of a factory is perhaps different from the normal day understanding of what a factory is. And this has nothing to do with moving from taxation to production.
Minister Chairman knows very well. He's
so 16 fuel stations are not working.
Chairman, with all due respect to the Honorable Minister, the work of the factories inspector is a subject of the Labour Act. This House enacted the Labour Act. So we define what a factory is. It's not government that defines what a factory is. This House, this Parliament, define what a factory is. So, Honorable Minister, when you came out to say you are building one factory in one district, we knew exactly what you were building. Or one district, one factory. We knew exactly what you were building, so Chairman, there's no difference.
Chairman,
we understand what a factory
I ask my honourable colleague to define what a factory is per law.
Honourable Chair, the inspector works under a mandate which comes from a law, and what he quoted is from the definition given to him by the law. So, unfortunately, your understanding of a factory is different from his understanding of a factory per the law that he operates with.
Not at all. It appears that it's the government that is rather redefining what a factory is, other than what Parliament says it is.
Oh, the law was passed by Parliament in 19. Yes.
We have Factories, Office and Shop Act 328. That's what gives us the definition.
Honorable Mutala.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm happy my big brother and senior colleague here is the Minister for Employment. Because the expectation is that once you industrialize, you build more factories, the economy grows, you create more jobs, unemployment reduces. Is it a case because there is a different definition for a factory that explains why the unemployment rate which you took at 8.4% under the NDC is now 13.7, because we knew it to be 14, yet we had someone here who indicated it's 13.7. Now, oh, what's that? And Mr. Chairman, no, these are facts. Statistical Service said here that it is now unemployed 13.7. Even that we disputed, this was provided by government-owned statistician. The head there was appointed by this president. So is it the case why the unemployment you took from 8.4% in 2016, as of January 2017, it was 8.4, and today it is 13.7? Is it also a case that now I can go to my constituency in Tamale Central and count all the fuel stations there, and that would explain the number of factories that were built by this government? Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Chair, I want to believe that we are on live radio, live television, and therefore things we say here should be put in the right context. In fact, the definition he gave was in respect of the question which was asked, the observations which were made here. So I don't want it to appear as if we are trying to redefine what a factory is in the ordinary understanding of the Ghanaian. But then he said that in relation to the work that they do, I want us to put that in the right perspective. But then coming back to this issue of unemployment, I'm happy you yourself, you observed that in 2016, the unemployment rate was 8.4. And then I'm also happy you alluded to a report from the Statistical Service, which also said the unemployment rate had moved to 13 point something. But the recent figure issued by the Statistical Service was as late as about a week or two ago, in which, and I want you to listen very well, in which the government statistician was quoted as saying that those who are not in school, those who are not in work, and those who are not in training amount to 1.9 million persons. Pardon?
He was here last week, Wednesday, and he said 1.8.
Yes, but the one which was reported in the media.
No, we are talking about the man. The man was here. Okay, go ahead.
That makes it even better for me.
Yes.
I'm advancing an argument.
Yes.
You agree with me that for those who are not in school, some can be at a lower age as 6. Some can be at 10. Some can be at 11. But the employable age in Ghana is 15. So if somebody is, say, 14 and is not working, that person cannot be said to be unemployed. But even that, I am assuming that all the 1.8 are persons who have reached the employable age and are not working. We have a population of 32 million, approximately. The adult population, those below 15 years, are 38%. So which then means that about 62% of the population are within the employable age. So even using simple mathematics, it means that you have about 1.8 out of expected 22 million who are not working. If you do the
Honorable Minister, let me stop you there. Let me stop you there. You are not the government statistician.
No.
Wait, listen to me. I'll give you the government statistician was here last week Wednesday, and he told this committee that the employable population of Ghana is 11 million. You are mentioning 22 million. No, he said it here. Oh, please. He was here. It's a record that we can even recall it from the audiovisual, has people to play. He said the employable population in Ghana is 11 million. Those that are not employment are 1.8 million. And the unemployment rate is 13.7. And I proved to him that using the 1.8 million and the 11 million will give you a 16.3%. That is what happened last week, Wednesday. So please, we will not take your figures because you are not a government statistician. We will not take your figures.
Mr. Chairman,
Minister, please, we will not take your figures.
Yes, but
you are not a government statistician.
But allow me to also respond.
But we will not take your figures.
I am not saying take my figures, but I also
have
have
misleading the whole country.
Mr. Chairman, I also have the right to react to the.
You are misleading the whole house. You are misleading. The government statistician was here, and he told this committee, he told the whole country.
To respond.
So we will not take yours. You say it, but we won't take it. Say it.
Well, Chairman, I think yes, it's good you have given me the floor. I also want to say here that my understanding, and of course, the definition of the employed population, if indeed the government statistician indicated that the employable population in Ghana is 11 million, then perhaps, I don't know from where he is coming from in terms of definition. No, in terms of definition. Because, Mr. Chairman, please, with the greatest respect, I do know that anybody that has reached the employable age and not have reached the age of retirement is within the employable bracket. And like I indicated, if you segment the population, we have those who are below the age of 15. Such persons cannot be said to be within the employable age. And then we have those who are also above 60. The actual retirement age of Ghana is 60. So those population will also not be within the employable age. But all those between the ages of 15 and 60 are within the employable age. And of course, if you do the segmentation, this figure cannot be 11 million. Perhaps what he said was that there are 11 million persons who are in employment. Perhaps, yes, I wasn't here, and I'm not privy to what he said. But
Honorable Minister, I think you have made your points. Unfortunately, we will not take your explanation.
Well,
we'll take the one who have been appointed as a statistician for government. He gave out the numbers, the figures to us. If you're in that position, we would have taken your figures. But unfortunately, you are not there. You are the Minister for Employment. In fact, left to you alone, the unemployment would have been 1%.
But Mr. Chairman, also to be fair to me too, when it comes to the subject of employment, it is also not the area of the government statistician in terms of definition. That is my work. So if I agree with you,
I disagree with you.
I agree with you that when it comes to the figures, they are the right people who can come up with the figures. I don't have a problem with that. But when it comes to definition of what employment is, I don't think that any person is better situated to do that than me.
Honorable Minister, I disagree with you. The area I disagree with you is that the government statisticians will cover the whole sectors, all sectors of governance, which covers employment. everything. That is his sector. He covers everything. So we can't say that when it comes to employment, it doesn't go into government statistics. He covers every part, everything. They do their numbers to cover every sector, production, whatever, mention it. So in terms of employment, in fact, that is also one of the key areas that the government statistician work on. So he came here and will go by his numbers, not yours.
Well, with the greatest respect, Honorable Chair, I don't think you got me right. I didn't say the government statisticians do not have a role when it comes to turning out employment figures. But I said when it comes to definition of employment and the space within which employment works, I am better situated to do that than the government statistician.
No, Vice, as you go ahead. Let me thank Vice for the opportunity. Yes, Minister, I think that you have done well trying to explain all these things. I mean, that's your job. But whether or not there's unemployment, the people out there will be the best to say it. Now, my question is, within 2 years in Western region, 16 factories, by your definition, collapsed. What it means is that you are losing revenue. Because if they were in existence, they will be renewing their licenses so that you get money. What are you doing to ensure that companies don't collapse at this rate? Because within 2 years alone, between 2021 and 2023, 16 companies collapsed under your watch. Is it only revenue that you are interested in collecting, or there's something that you need to do to ensure that these companies survive so that you can keep taking the revenue? That's my question.
I want to clarify it more. We have companies that go to merger and acquisition. Then we have companies that do change of names. So when you go to a location, you don't find them. Maybe they move to another location. We have mergers and those things.
It's not about maybe here.
So
it's not about maybe. Listen to me. My question is that, per the records we have here, 30 companies defaulted, and you were supposed to chase them for the money. In your own words, you are saying that 16 of them are not existing again. They've collapsed. What it means is that the revenue that they were supposed to even pay, we are losing it. And that's what we are discussing here. And even into the future, because they don't exist, you are not going to get money. And I'm saying that, what are you doing to ensure that we don't lose revenue? And we're just looking at only one region, Western region. If you're going to extrapolate this, okay, taking other regions into consideration, we are talking about huge numbers of collapsed factories, using your own definition. So what are we doing?
Thank you very much. For our work, our health and safety improves you to have productivity, take care of your GDP, because when, look at COVID came, without health and safety, you cannot even plan anything in the whole world. So our health and safety inspections bring more companies to be viable rather than collapse. But if they collapse, it means that it's not our mandate. We want to make sure that companies are working so that they can employ the Ghanaian population. Thank you.
All right, let's move to the next one. Let's move to the next one. Paragraph 1356, Honorable Sam George.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, may you live long. Paragraph 1356. unpaid workmen's compensation. And there is a very long list of 22 employees who sustained injuries in the course of their official duties, who have not been paid their workman's compensation, totaling 703,642 cedis, 20 pesos. In fact, out of this money, only ECG has paid two of the employees 53,121 Ghana cedis, 46 pesos. What is the situation right now with the outstanding workman compensation?
Mr. Chair, I thought that's the subject we dealt with earlier on.
Minister, you should be paying attention to the paragraph. So. This is a different paragraph. What you dealt with the chairman was paragraph 150 to 152, and that had to do with Labor Department Suhum. Now we are talking about Labor Department Takrady. Paragraph 156.
Honorable Minister, what we dealt with was uncollected revenue. That was it, right?
The uncollected revenue had to do with the factories.
Yes.
Yes, but we had...
Now we are talking about unpaid workman's comp.
Yeah, the first one we dealt with, I think he's right. The first one we dealt with relates to Suhum, but there's another one on Takrady.
Yes, yes.
ECG.
And most of the people are with ECG.
In fact,
Mr.
Minister,
Chairman, if I may.
this one has to do with ECG people, PDS, Ghana Railway Company, quality control and cocoa marketing. But a lot of the people are with ECG and PDS. I don't know if the cables were shocking them. And then the railway company too, I don't know whether they left Takrady to come and work on Jomama's Tema and Pakadan railway line. But a lot of the people are either PDS, ECG, or railway company. So do you have a response to this one?
Yes, we do. Mr. Chair, I think that the initial question, when I was answering, provided answers to the initial question instead of this one. So the cases of railway and Cocoa Board, those ones have been paid. But ECG, PDS, those ones are still outstanding.
Sir, do you have a copy of the Auditor General's report?
Yes, I do.
And the questions that we were asking those questions from the book. So the first question that you said you answered is different from this one that Honorable Sam George is asking.
Yes. Initially, I think I did.
Please look at it very well. If you don't have a copy, we'll be more than happy to get you a copy of Auditor General's report.
Yes, I think 5 persons from railway have been paid.
Which 5? Because I have 6 people on the list here. On the table provided by the Auditor General, there are 6 people. For Railways Company, there are 6 people. Mr. Peter Gansa, Mr. Zephaniah Santia Kufu, Mr. Alex Boachi Benya, Mr. Alfred Yenzu, Mr. John Kwame Asante, and Mr. Samuel Ejay. So which 5, which one is outstanding?
In the case of railway, Mr. Alex Boachi Benya has been paid.
Okay.
Mr. Alfred Yenzu has been paid.
Okay.
Mr. John Kwame Asante has been paid.
Okay.
Mr. Samuel Ejay has been paid.
Why is it that the namesake of our president has not been paid? Mr. Zephaniah Asante Akufo.
Oh, Honorable. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Why has he not been paid? Because, and in fact, his compensation is the biggest from railway, 121,136. So why haven't they paid the president's namesake?
That is not the president's namesake. This is only Akufo. President is Akufo-Addo.
So he's a half namesake of the president. But why has he not been paid 121,000? Is there a dispute over? Is there a dispute over his claim?
No, Honorable Chair, it is a process. We are still following them to get it paid.
I mean, his claim has been pending since 2021. Oh, guys, in 2021, you see, in 2021, Chief, are you listening to me? In 2021, when his claim was made for 121,000, and I don't know the nature of his injury, it may require, Chairman, you see, it's very important because his claim was made in 2021, and you don't know the nature of his injury. It may require external treatment, and it was 121,000 Ghana cedis. At that time, that was almost $20,000. Today, you have not paid him. At this time, thanks to the depreciation and poor management of the economy, the 121,000 is about $8,000. So it means that the longer you keep his money, if he has to go out, no, this is a Ghanaian's medical compensation. So I mean, the value of his money from $20,000 to $8,000, and you don't know when he'll get paid. Is that right?
Well, honorable member, the deputy ranking member, who is now the acting ranking member, is not comfortable. But what you have said is a fact. That 121,000 2 years ago, it was 20,000. Now it's less than that. It's factual.
What about the ECG and PDS?
But why is this pinching you like that?
Honorable Chair,
yes.
I thought earlier on you had made some kind of ruling to the Auditor General asking that when individuals default at the expense of government, we say they should pay with interest. In the same way, the employer, when they also default, they should also pay with interest. And I think that takes care of this. I agree absolutely with the concern raised by my colleague, because persons who get or sustain injuries in the course of their duty ought to be respected and be given the necessary compensation due them by whoever engaged them in their work. And I want to associate with the call by the committee for employers to actually take such issues seriously. I still strongly believe that there should be some kind of compulsion that should be put on whoever engages to take some of these issues as serious as any other thing at the work site. So I agree with his concerns.
Yeah, but Minister, we haven't had a response to ECG and PDS. The workers of ECG and PDS. Because in fact, that is where the majority of the people are, 12 of them. ECG and PDS. What's the situation with that? Because only 2 people have got, I mean, one of the people for ECG, Miss Veronica Thompson, her compensation is 27,991 Ghana cedi. And ECG has paid her only 456 cedis. I mean, this is, what exactly is happening with ECG? Because ECG is going to be appearing before us. The MD will appear before us. So we want the information. So when the ECG MD comes here, we know how to take him on these matters.
Honorable Chair, thank you very much. I think there was a reminder to ECG, but still we have not received any response from them. So maybe when they appear, you add your...
And what about the Cocoa Board one?
Cocoa Board, they have
the quality
paid.
control.
They have paid.
Auditors, can you confirm that on this particular table, the 4 members from Cocoa Board and the 5 from Railway Company have been paid? Can you confirm that for us?
Honorable Chair, we were informed that some payment has been made, as we earlier stated, but we don't have any documentary evidence to prove.
Chairman, of the 24, we are told that 9 have been paid, but the auditors say they have no document to substantiate that. Of the others that remain, 1 is Ghana Railway and 12. In fact, the 12, we need to disaggregate it because 3 of the 12 are PDS. So now we don't know who to go and ask to pay. And then 9 are ECG. So when maybe ECG appears, Chairman, we might take it up.
I think PDS should also be ECG. It's just change of name.
Change of name. So then when they appear, the 12 people,
Yeah.
if Chairman
so
will
let's
permit, will ask.
take note of this. When ECG appear, we'll have to ask them what they are doing about this thing. So you have to provide the auditor with information on those that have been paid to update their record.
Okay, Honorable, thank you very much. We shall do that.
Honorable Minister, you made a comment earlier on that some of these individuals could also sue their employers. Are these people aware? Because in the previous one at Suhum, somebody was 100% damaged. 100%. And if these people are going to wait on your ministry and probably not get any resolution to their issues, I don't know. So would they be able to get some lawyers to help them in this case?
Well, I'm not a lawyer, but I do also know that we have legal aid, that anybody that wants some kind of free bono services from the public legal systems can also appeal to. But I agree that perhaps it is not every place where you can also locate them. But whatever it is, the point I was making is that whilst it behoves on the Labor Department to ensure that they put the necessary pressures on the companies to effect the payment, the individual can also accelerate that by also adding their own pressure, either by using the legal system or any other means. So that is exactly the import of the point that I was making.
All right. So paragraph 1359, Honorable Jifa.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Paragraph 1359 is in relation to uncollected revenue amounting to 16,494. And this is because Electricity Company of Ghana, Ghana Railways Company, Quality Control Company Limited, and Cocoa Marketing Company had together defaulted in the payment of total processing fee of 16,493.63, being 2% of total workmen's compensation of 824.681.61 in favor of 27 employees from the period of 2017 to 2022. The recommendation from the Auditor General is that the Chief Labor Officer ensure that the Metro Director recovers the amount from the 4 companies and pay it into the Auditor General's recoveries account at the Bank of Ghana. Has this been done?
Honorable Chair, thank you very much. That percentage is a function of the total amount. So if the compensation is paid, then that percentage is also paid. So to the extent that they are in default, it means that it has not been paid.
Yes, that is no.
No, the difference. Yes.
So, is that your answer? My question to you, based on the recommendation of the Auditor General, is that the Chief Labor Officer ensure that the Metro recovers the amount of 16,493.63 from the 4 companies and pay same into the recovery. And my question to you is, has this been done?
Honorable Chair, the department has recovered 5,053.06, and out of the 16,494 from the 4 companies cited.
So there's still an outstanding.
There is an outstanding, Honorable Chair.
What measures are you putting in place so that that be recovered?
The defaulting companies have been reminded of their indebtedness, and they have pledged to pay the outstanding amount of 11,440.94.
Chairman, I believe strongly that if this was coming into an individual's compensation, that individual would have chased it. But because it's coming to the state, you are letting it slide. Is that the case?
Honorable Chair, that is not the case. We are making all the efforts to get it.
Chairman, I yield to you.
If I understand, the acting chief labor officer is trying to link this payment to what we have discussed under some judge's question. That if the labor office process this for the companies to pay the compensation to these workmen, 2% of the figure is paid to the labor office. So for the fact that UCG did not pay the compensation, they could have paid the 2% compensation. So that is how the linkage has come in. So you have to work hard for the employee to be paid, then you can also get your portion. Is that okay?
Honorable Chair, thank you very much. I think that it's not like we have been very interested in chasing for that. And if you look at the responses from the regional labor officer, subsequent to your audit, she wrote to ECG, including the other organizations. So I think that our appearance here gives us the opportunity to appeal to you, maybe to ask ECG to speed up to pay us. Thank you very much.
Okay, ECG must act on these issues and pay these workers. We'll make that recommendation.
Thank you very much, Chairman.
Let's move to the last one under Ministry of Employment. This is Municipal Labor Office, GOSU, paragraph 1362. Deputy Ranking.
Thank you very much, Chairman. This has to do with the delays in payments of compensations, totaling 814,286.39 Ghana cedis to persons who sustain various degrees of injuries. And the delay ranged from February 2003 and December 2022. And this is after computation of claims have been submitted for payment. Are you able to brief this House what you have done on this infraction?
Thank you very much, Chairman. With the department's persistent reminders to employers cited in the report, 5 employees were paid their compensation. No, there's. Where's Goss? Goss is here. The department continuously sends reminders to the companies cited in the report to ensure the compensation are paid timely to the affected employees.
You have 184 employees. How many of these have been paid their compensation as we speak?
Mr. Chair, I think the values are still outstanding, and then the regional labor officer has been written to take steps to recover or to get the employers to pay.
So none of the 148 have been paid their compensation as we speak?
Not as yet.
All right. That's a bit strange. Auditors, probably maybe the next time you need to furnish us with the names of these companies who are defaulting in. Yes, like you did in the previous, so that we are able to put them on the spot and get them to pay these compensations.
One note, Chairman.
Chairman, that will be all for me.
All right, that'll be all for the ministry. Dr. Kisi, you have not been discharged yet, Minister, so there's more question coming.
Yeah, Minister, thanks for your visitation. My only question is about companies and workers' compensation. I think from today's discussion, it's become very obvious that some employers, not necessarily government, are not taking workers' compensation very serious. What are we going to do moving forward to address it in a very holistic way?
Thank you. Mr. Chair, can I go ahead?
Please go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, I indicated earlier on that we are in the process of reviewing the Labor Act. It's gone very far, and one of the sections we are looking at to strengthen is the issue of workmen's compensation. I'm happy we have had this platform to even bring to the fore issues involving workmen's compensation. It kind of availed to every employer the opportunity to know what is likely to happen to them should they even fail to honor their destiny. But like I said, there's a whole section on the new Labor Act which centers on the workmen's compensation, and especially the issue of giving the Labor Department enforcement right to be able to pursue defaulters to honor their claims.
Thank you, Chairman.
That will be all for your discharge.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Let's have Minister of Gender. Where's your minister?
Sorry. All right, please, so let's raise the Bible in our right hands and repeat after me. I do in the name of the Almighty God swear that the evidence I shall give before this committee touching the matter in issue shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
So help me God.
Honourable Minister, you're welcome. Kindly introduce yourselves to the committee.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is Dakwan Newman. I'm the Member of Parliament for Kankwi South constituency. I'm the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection. Thank you, Chairman. I think I would leave it for the others to introduce themselves. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Honourable Chair. My name is Miles Ongo. I'm the head of the LEAP program.
Thank you, Honourable Chair. My name is Florence Aisikote, Director of Policy Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation.
Thank you, Honourable Chair. My name is Mabel Kuma, Accountant, LEAP.
Thank you, Honourable Chair. My name is Gilbert Kenneth McMauley, Accountant, Ghana School Feeding Program.
I'm Benjamin Yabuasache, Doctor, a Member of Parliament for Tano South, and a Member of Deputy Minister for Gender. I've forgotten I'm not local government member anymore.
Okay. And Honorable, I'm Ken Boatin, Chief Treasury Officer of the Ministry.
Honourable Chairman, my name is Vincent Yeboesiama, Chief Accountant of the Ministry.
Thank you very much for coming. You have 5 issues. The first 2 are for school feeding program. Then we have the livelihood empowerment against poverty. We have a social welfare, Kumasi, and then social protection and community development, Bimbila. So we'll start with the first one, which is paragraph 1330, 1330. Deputy Ranking Member will take it.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, I think first of all, I need to congratulate the Minister and her ministry for the passage of the Affirmative Action Bill. And it's important, please. And also to also commend the Parliament of Ghana, especially the Speaker of Parliament, for this brilliant feat. To start with, this has to do with double payment to caterers, and it totals 75,217. The auditors claim, or the Audit General's report says that you paid double payments through to some 3 caterers for the 2021 second term, resulting in overpayments. Are you able to tell us, because you assured the auditors that you are taking steps to rectify this anomaly? Can you give us the latest update on this?
Mr. Chairman, please permit the accountant at the Ghana School Feeding Secretariat to answer the question. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. What we did was we deducted it from their subsequent payment and paid it to those who were short out of that double payment. It has been resolved.
You deducted from the payments that you're supposed to pay to them.
Those 3 caterers who received the double payment, they are existing caterers. So they work for third term, which is the subsequent payment we've made. So in that subsequent payment, we deducted the money and paid it to those who were short out of that overpayment.
Who gave you the mandate to pay to those who were short out of that payment?
Yes, we requested for money to pay them, because when we overpay, somebody will not be paid. That is what happens.
When the auditors came to your office, did they tell you that you were to pay into the Auditor General's recovery account?
Mr. Chairman, please, immediately we pay that money into the auditor's account. It means that those people who were not paid in the second term out of that overpayment will not be paid. It means we have to go through the process again to request for that money and pay those caterers who were not paid at that period.
And have you informed the auditors of this, about this?
Please, we do.
Yeah. Auditors, what do you have to say about this?
Mr. Chairman, before then, we did our reconciliation and act that and put it on file before.
You did what?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Auditors, are you able to? Yeah.
Honorable Chair, the overpayment has been recovered from the caterers. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman.
Accountant, what resulted in the that led to the overpayment? Have you identified that mistake and correct it so that it doesn't occur again?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Thank you. Accountant, this is worrying because there are several of them who haven't been paid. But to the extent that you pay somebody extra, and there are several of them who haven't been paid, it's very worrying to me. Does it mean that those who haven't been paid is a result of other people being double paid all the time? Accountant, I thought that was a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Please, we correct that anomaly, and it hasn't happened again since then.
All right. Thank you very much. Next one for school feeding is paragraph 1335. Honorable Sampson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Some outstanding salary arrears of 18,250. You were supposed to recover. Has that been done?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Please, we've asked them to do the necessary. So they've paid it back. Yes, it has been paid.
Auditors, can you confirm?
Honorable Chair, the advances has been refunded. Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
All right, next one. Paragraph 1339. Honorable Isaac Opoku, 1339.
1339, Chairman, is unaccounted e-switch cards. The auditors, upon review of the financial records, they detected that the LEAP Secretariat spent a total amount of 512,340.10 Ghana cedis between January 2021 and December 2022 on the renewal of expired and the replacement of cards of LEAP beneficiaries. However, no details of these affected beneficiaries and evidence of the expired cards were provided for the auditor's review. The details have been provided in the table below. The recommendation from the auditors is that the acting director should ensure that the head of management information system at the Secretariat provides evidence of beneficiaries' expired cards as evidence for the auditor's verification. Has that been done?
Yes, Honorable Chair, that has been done.
And have you shown evidence to the auditors?
Yes.
Auditors, can you confirm?
Honorable Chair, confirmed.
Chairman, the needful has been done.
Paragraph 1344, Honorable Kingston.
Thank
Affirmative action for
unearned salary. Mr. Bansi Adam, a principal personnel officer, we have vacated post on the 28th of February 2022.
and was validated and paid unearned salary totaling 15,394 between March 2022 and June 2022. And the regional director indicated that the officer did not return to work after leave, and the recommendation was for the regional director to recover the unearned salary with interest. Has it been done?
Honorable Chair, the Department of Social Welfare Regional Office has been decentralized and is no more under the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. They are the Office of the Local Government Service.
All right. So we will deal with the director. We'll schedule him to come forward. So clerk, take note. How about the other one? It's also under them. So which means that we are done with you.
Can I make one?
We have social public interest questions. That's somebody who has been asking public interest question will have to answer public interest question today. So the first one comes from Honorable Roxon.
Chairman, Honorable Minister, the acting ranking has commended you highly for the successful passage of the affirmative action bill, including the speaker. But let the emphasis be laid that people like myself, the Honorable Ranking for Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Honorable Ahianfo, and of course the chairperson for the committee, the Honorable Adjoan Tosu, and yourself, we spent early mornings winnowing on the bill. Winnowing means we tidied up the bill from accepting voluminous amendments to very skeletal ones so that it could be expeditiously passed on the floor. That was how come the bill went through in a couple of days, with speakers sitting nearly at midnight to ensure that this was done. Now, the case out there is that your social protection bill is so urgent that we are to be recalled for that to be passed. Let me find out from you, how long has this bill been in Parliament? How long?
Thank you, Chair. I think you've summed up exactly what happened in the last 2 weeks. Yourself and Honorable Ahianfo, as well as the Chair for Constitutional and Legal, he joined as Honorable Anyumedu, did a lot to ensure that this bill passed, and the ministry is grateful to all of you for the good work done, especially the women in Ghana, I should say, are very grateful to all of you. And I think it's important that I also restate what you just said. The social protection bill, just like the affirmative action, is as equally as important because it looks at the vulnerable people in our society and what the government can do or the laws we can pass to ensure that these people are catered for and they are empowered in a way that they can leave the extremely poor bracket, and these people can be actively employed so that they can also add to the development of our country. The bill, as you said, is very important, and we are very hopeful that once Parliament is recalled, we would go back to actually passing that bill in addition to the affirmative action. So those are the two bills that have been in Parliament for a very long time. One has been done, and we are hopeful that even if we are recalled next week, we can do same as we did with the affirmative action bill. Thank you, Chair.
Chairman, thank you very much. I want this record to be straightened because the requisition before the Speaker recalling that creates the impression that the affirmative action is so urgent. Meanwhile, it's been so old in Parliament. And so Speaker will have no problem if it's prioritized by leadership for it to be passed. But don't I don't like the impression being created that it's so urgent, and yet Speaker didn't prioritize it for it to be passed, and we rose on the 30th. I want that impression to be dispelled, so that in the event that we come back, the business committee will prioritize it, and then we can all work on it and get it passed. But Speaker cannot be blamed for that not being passed on the 30th when we rose on Tuesday evening. I just want that record to be set straight. Thank you very much.
Honorable Yusuf.
Chairman, thank you. Chairman, I also want to commend the minister and to commend all of us. I've come to observe that anytime there's something good, individuals want to be associated with it. And when it is bad, it's for Parliament. I think that the Affirmative Action Bill is something that we should all be proud of, that it was passed during our time as members of Parliament. And so from the President to all his ministers, to the Speaker, to members of Parliament, and to His Excellency, the former President, because I remember very well that at a press conference, a press engagement, he was asked whether or not he would support the passage of the Affirmative Action Bill. And his comment was that he had even spoken with the Speaker to give it priority. So we should all, look, he's a statesman and he has interest in ensuring that good things in this country happen. It was a public comment he made. And so I want all of us to associate ourselves with it and to say that what is good is for us all. And anytime there's anything bad, we must all be willing to say that we didn't do it well. Chairman, thank you.
Chair.
Honorable Minister.
Yes, Chairman. Chairman, I think rightfully so, we would thank every single member of Parliament because we voted. And I even said the women especially are very grateful for the work that has been done by Parliament. And for years to come, this is something that the 8th Parliament can speak of as a forward-thinking Parliament. And so we are grateful to you all. Honorable Yusuf, the people in your constituency are also great, especially the women. Is that okay? Your mother as well. That's fine. Thank you, Chair.
All right. Honorable Minister, in 2019 and 2020, I know you were not there by then, but as the saying goes, you inherit both assets and liabilities. 2019 and 2020, the caterers in the Volta region were not paid one term. 2019, one term they were not paid. 2020, one term they were not paid. Up to today, they are not paid. When are you going to pay them?
Thank you, Chairman. Permit me to allow the accountant who was present to speak to this issue. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I think those were caterers that started cooking without approval from the ministry or the program. But
how can a caterer start cooking without approval if nobody instructs them or asks them to go and cook?
Yes, we always bring our request for approval. So after that, when we realize that, we rectify it. But the arrears, we requested for it, we have not gotten approval to pay them yet. But after that, they've been paid every term.
Those terms that they have been paid, I didn't talk about them. I mentioned one term each in 2019 and in 2020. So don't make reference to those that they have been paid. If they were not paid, I've added it to what I asked. The question is, when are you going to pay them? You have made a request. So if the request has not come, it means that the caterer who spend money to cook for the children will lose that money. Is that your point? Give us some assurance so that they are watching us and they are listening.
Thank you, Chair. I know you are from the Volta region, so the caterers in the Volta region are very important.
I am a
to you.
proud son of the Volta region.
Yes, you're very proud son.
Very proud
and
son
your
of the
women
Volta
are
region.
watching you.
Yes.
It's not just the Volta region, it's not peculiar to the Volta region. And so, Chairman, I'll give this committee the assurance that we would have to look into this issue. We can put together a committee that can look into this so that those payments, those outstanding payments are made. It's very important to us that the women who are working receive their payments, and I'll ensure that this is done. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, I'm sure that the accountant will have the figures. The figure on the data of those arrears. Kindly provide those arrears to the committee, that we can also add our voice to it for the finance minister to release the money to the ministry to pay them.
Okay, Chair, please, this will be done. I believe he doesn't have it here, but if you give him a period of a week, he can furnish you with the details you've requested.
I'm sure even Monday he can bring it, but we'll give you 1 week to figure in the request. So he definitely has the number. I will ask him to mention, but he should just provide it to the clerk, to the committee within a week so that we can use it to report on, also make our recommendation.
Thank you. Well noted, Chairman.
Honorable Frida.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for the opportunity. I also wanted to add my voice to commend the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection for the zeal with which she's moved the Affirmative Action Bill for its passage in Parliament. And also to commend all past ministers of state at the Gender Ministry, including myself as a former Deputy Minister, who also took part in all the proceedings and all that. And also to commend the convener, lawyer Premo. Yeah, she's really run with the Affirmative Action Bill. And also to commend Angela Jamina Bwaje and all the staff of the ministry. But I think that now that we've taken the passage of the law of the most important thing, we normally pass bills, becomes an act, then enforcement and implementation becomes difficult. I hope that our male counterparts who supported us on the floor also want to thank you so much, because when we started this whole process, the people thought we wanted to take everything as in politics. But the gender disparity gap is so huge that we needed a stopgap. And I'm happy that the Affirmative Action Bill has been passed. But its implementation, its enforcement is something that we should be looking at, because we passed the Disability Bill into Act, and I believe the enforcement has been very difficult. I believe that the current Minister for Gender and Children's Social Protection will also have a look at that, so that we continue to put structures, systems and structures in place for our physically challenged brothers and sisters. So this is a feather in our cap, and congratulations to all women in this country and across the globe. We celebrated the African Women's Day on 31st July, and it's coincided with the passage. So when I posted it, people were so happy. I'll bring a statement to that effect. And the theme for this year's celebration is peace and security, because I believe a lot of African countries are going into elections, including Ghana. So we're hoping that if there's violence, it's the women, the children, the youth that suffers. So we are preaching peace and security. So congratulations to all of us, and congratulations to all the women out there. We hope that we'll have our 40%. Thank you so much.
All right, that will be all for gender. We want to thank you for coming. You are discharged.
Thank you, Chairman. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank you and all the members for the questions. Chairman, once a member, always a member. Until I'm sent off properly, I still deem myself a member of the committee. Thank you.
You are always welcome to sit in. Let's have Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources.
Please repeat after me. I do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
The evidence I shall give before this committee.
Touching the matter in issue.
Touching the matter in issue.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you.
Honorable Minister, you are welcome. Kindly introduce yourselves to the committee.
Thank you, Honorable Chairman. I'm Amidu Chinesako, Deputy Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources. I'll let other members of the delegation introduce themselves, starting from the Chief Director. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Noah Tumfo, Chief Director, Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources.
Good morning. Aloysius Ajete, CEO, Community Water and Sanitation Agency.
I am Efia Champomedria, Director of Legal Affairs, Community Water and Sanitation Agency.
I'm Theodora Adumakwaije, Acting Director, Extension and Commercial Services, CWSA.
Mohamed Ali, Acting Director Finance, CWSA.
And I'm Kwame Sechiakomia, Director Administration and Human Resource, Community Water.
Yeah. You're welcome. You have about 5 issues in a report involving the Community Water and Sanitation Agency. The first one is paragraph 1276. Is about Community Water and Sanitation Agency in the Greater Accra region. The auditors noted that the Director of Finance failed to effect deduction of rents at source from the salaries of employees, which resulted in 56 staff of the agency occupying official bungalow owing rent to the amount of 265,036 Ghana cedis, 75 pesos. I will have a list of the staff, some of them in Ashanti region, Bono, Central, Northern, Upper East, Upper West, Volta, Western, and the head office. The recommendation from the auditors is for the Director of Finance to immediately recover the amount from this staff. Can you update the committee on the action you have taken?
Thank you, Chairman. The Director of Finance will answer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think the issue on the rent deduction is a disagreement on the rate, but the payment for the existing rates has been made, and we made all records available to the auditors.
What is the existing rate?
The auditors were in disagreement of the existing CBA, CWSA is using. We have a letter and we shown to them with which is in consonance with our collective bargaining agreement. But they are in disagreement with that. But we have written to the affected staff to make up the difference, which will make it available to the auditors.
So the difference has been paid by the staff?
Which is, they are yet to make the payment, but the current payment all have been affected.
So what is the current rate? How much are they paying?
It depends on the kind of bungalow you are occupying.
Yeah, so give us all categories.
Per our CBA, for single room, is 50 cedis, 2 bedroom, 100 cedis, 3-bedroom unit, 150, 4-bedroom unit, 200 cedis.
Okay. But the auditors quoted 10% of the basic salary.
Which
is a position of government.
Which we agreed with them that we've written to staff to make the difference.
Yes. So the total based on the existing rate is how much?
The total based on our existing rate that we've collected from staff.
Yes.
I think it's in the range of 96,000 on the total accommodation.
And that should be taken from the 265,000.
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Auditors, can you confirm that?
No, just leave it that way. We'll go back.
Honorable Chair, what we can confirm actually is that out of the 265,000, a total of 25,920 has been paid.
That of finance, there is a disparity between the figures. Do you have evidence to the 95,000 that you have collected? If you have, can you give them to the auditors for verification?
I'll do so, Mr. Chairman.
Then also update the auditors on the difference. If you take 95 from the 265, you'll be having about 170. That 170, update the auditors on how the staff are responding.
We will do so, Mr. Chairman.
Because the position of government is to pay 10% of your basic salary. Don't go and fix any other rates.
Noted, Mr. Chairman.
All right, paragraph 1280, ranking.
Thank you, Chairman. This has to do with non-payment of car rate. Community Water, on the 12th of July 2018, you circulated a memo to your staff that persons who want to use company vehicles beyond working hours should be paying 100 cedis a month. The auditors note that 38 staff of your agency who were allocated these official vehicles failed to comply with this directive. And this has led to some 45,600 debt to your organization. Are you able to brief us if you've been able to recover these monies from the staff? What was that?
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Please, all payments as at date have been recovered.
Auditors, can you confirm if all payments?
Mr. Chairman, we cannot confirm all payment. What we can confirm is an amount of 9,040 cedis out of the total amount. So there's a balance of 36,560.
Do you have receipts?
I think
to
we have
that?
the documentation here. We'll make it available to them.
But in the first place, so what do you mean by giving vehicles to your officers outside of his working hours? Is it that on a weekend they can take these vehicles to their funerals, they can load foodstuffs with cement, and at the end of the month they pay 100 cedis? Who fuels this car? Who does the fueling of the car?
Mr. Chairman, per the peculiar nature of our work, sometimes we work outside the official working hours, but not for weekends. If you are going to be assigned work outside the weekend, your director will give you such responsibility, but not every weekend. But we take this payment to help in maintaining these vehicles. It's an internal arrangement that management has instituted.
No, see, let's be very clear on your memo. Yeah. Your memo says that persons who use the vehicle outside official duties. I'm not talking about during official duties. If you assign me a work on a Saturday, on a Sunday, I'm mandated to use the official car as assigned to me. But these are vehicles assigned to persons, and the usage is outside official duties. I want to understand.
But maybe that's what the auditors cover, but that is, we don't use vehicles outside official hours. So we don't use official duties,
yes,
not for unofficial assignment.
So the auditors, the word that auditors use is beyond office hours.
That should be there.
So, for instance, if I'm supposed to close at 5 p.m.,
yes,
and you're giving me a duty that takes me to 8 p.m., I'm supposed to pay 100 cedis for the usage of the vehicle. Is that?
That's the internal arrangement that we have. You know, Mr. Chairman, you agree with me that sometimes accommodate as a transportation system is a challenge, but directors are not part of this category. Non-directors, based on availability, who work outside official hours are normally allocated these kind of vehicles, and they pay this amount.
You see, this directive is not coming from your head office. It's not coming from the ministry. Yeah. It's an internal directive that you yourself made. Yes. That persons who use vehicles beyond office hours should pay 100 cedis. And I'm asking you, beyond office hours, is it the case that the person is assigned official duties and you still expect him to pay 100 cedis? Or the person is not assigned official duties?
These are field officers, Mr. Chairman.
Director of Finance, you have to make the thing clear for everybody. People are out there listening, they are watching out and listening to us. If I'm an employee of Community Water and Sanitation Agency, and I am not a director or a senior officer who is entitled for official vehicle, but my work demands that I work up to 5 p.m. and I close. You are saying that if the work assigned to me to do will take me beyond the 5 p.m. and there's the need for me to use the vehicle, then at the end of the month, I'll pay 100 Ghana cedis. Is that the situation?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to help him.
Okay.
What I think is that this thing was done in 2018. And for the last month, I have asked that we review it because it is not coming from the ministry, and it was something that was done internally, which for me is not right. So we have decided that we are going to scrap it. If you use a vehicle for official duties outside...
Somebody's phone is ringing.
No mind. If you use your vehicle outside official working hours for duties for us, you should not pay 100 cedis for it, and I don't think it is right. Thank you.
I think that is a point we are all trying to derive from the whole thing. If the use of that vehicle is not to the personal benefit of the officer, it is to the benefit of the organization, why should he pay? Why should he pay? Are you paying that officer for that extra hours that he's working, out of which he will also use money to pay the 100 Ghana? I think it's wrong for you to even do that. The phone ringing is from your end there. Honorable.
Chairman, it's not from here.
So it's good that you have asked them to review it. We should stop it. If I'm not reviewing it, it should be stopped. Yeah, Honorable Roxanne.
And I agree with Chairman that it should be stopped because just yesterday, we reviewed the report and an agency who was supposed to be stationed at Central Region found himself in Kumasi, returning from funeral, got to his gates to his home, and supposedly was attacked by people with guns and took away the vehicle. That was his report to the agency. And the agency appropriately reported to the police. As we speak, the investigation is in abeyance. The vehicle has not been recovered. They are now trying to pursue the insurance and see whether they can get something out of it. So these things can happen and lead to losses, you know. And you know of the famous provision in the Criminal Act causing financial loss to the state. So it should be stopped. You should avoid creating opportunities for some of these things to happen. Thank you very much.
All right. The next one is paragraph 1290. Honorable Roxanne.
Chairman, thank you very much. I won't bore you. The case of the auditors is that some 12,463 and 20 Ghana pesos was collected by Hamdiya Mumiru, and she accounted for only 6,698 cedis and 70 pesos. Outstanding 5,764 Ghana cedi 50 pesos. What's the status in terms of recovery? Quick.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, district audit team. So the recommendation actually didn't come to attention of management. This is not that. That's it. That's the Amdia one. The lady that was accountant at the MIM. Yes. Is it a Cadelso?
Is it a Cadelso?
Yes. This MIM. Oh, Chairman. So 1219 Oh, Chairman. Okay, I'm reading Cadelso, the one before. Thank you very much for the guidance. Unaccounted for expenditure. It's similar. So what's the status in terms of recovery?
Thank you, Chairman. Are we talking about Cadelso or MIM?
Oh, MIM. Let's go to MIM.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, this recommendation, as I said earlier, didn't come to the attention of management.
The other one was in respect of Cadelso.
No, I'm talking about MIM.
MIM too hasn't come to your attention.
Yes, I think the audit was conducted by a district audit team.
So same
but
answer.
Our attention was drawn on the 18th of July. We have since written to our regional director of region to investigate and update management.
To investigate and update management.
Yes, please.
The audit is the investigation. You don't think audit is investigations?
Mr. Chairman, normally...
Hold on. The audit, this report is the conclusion of the investigation. So there's no longer any investigation to be done. Just put your house in order. Have you, the letter that you wrote to your manager for the recovery of the money? Hello? The letter you wrote to the manager for the recovery of the money on the 18th of July. Have you given copies to the auditors?
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me once again help him. Actually, we wrote on the 22nd, and I have a copy here. I'm going to give it to the auditors.
Exactly. That's what I want.
Thank you.
So give it to the auditors for them to update their records. Please ensure that these monies are recovered. It's essential. And also in respect of the Cadelso one. Yeah, I'm sure it's the same answer.
No. Cadelso does not come under CWSA. So
okay.
I don't...
Very well. So we are guided. Chairman, that will be all.
The Out of Finance, you say that this audit was conducted by the district audit, so it didn't come to your attention. They are not supposed to let you know. You have to be in charge and in contact with your district offices, through your regional offices, to know what, if there's any outstanding issues coming from the audits. In fact, this document is even a public document. As soon as the report is laid in Parliament, it becomes public document. You go to the website of the ministry and look at the portion of the report that relates to your ministry. Then you work on them. You don't wait for this committee to write to you before you get to know that, oh, there's an issue. No. All other ministries, that's what they do. In fact, Ministry of Health, they were here on Tuesday, the whole day, from morning 9 o'clock up to 8 p.m., we're dealing with the ministry. And their headquarters were here to respond to almost every issue because they are in contact with their district offices, they're in contact with the district hospital, everything. So please, don't sit in Accra and then thinking that when the audit is conducted, the auditor will come and inform you. The information from the auditor is what we contain in the report. So
well noted, Chairman.
We'll move to the last one. Not the last one. The last one, okay, last entity. That is Community Water and Sanitation at Akrodie.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Paragraph 1294. Honorable Isaac.
Thank you, Chairman. Community Water and Sanitation, Akrodie. Your accountants made 24 cash payments amounting to 96,029 cedis. And all these were not supported with the relevant documents. In fact, there were no memos, no payment vouchers, receipts, activity reports, invoices, not even certificate of work done. So the recommendation is that the money should be recovered from the accountants. Have you recovered the money?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. But Akrodie is not under CWSA, please. Thank you.
So it's under who?
It's under the community management supervised by the assembly.
They are unable to answer because it's not under them. Auditors, can you confirm that it is not under community and water, community water and sanitation? Is it under the assembly?
The Chairman, there is something that we would have to cross-check and confirm whether indeed it's not under them and that is under the local government. We'll do that and get back to the committee.
Right. So, Chairman, they would cross-check and get back to us. They will have to cross-check to find out where this infraction should be directed to.
All right, so that means that we are done with the Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources. The last one is also under Akrodie. The same, so that is not also not for them. On that note, you are discharged.
Thank you, Chairman.
I've withdrawn it. I've withdrawn. Go back. Oh. Okay, all right, it's okay. Do we have a local government service? Okay, local government service, come forward.
Baba Ibrahim.
Do in the name of the Almighty God swear.
Do in the name of Almighty God swear.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
That the evidence I shall give before this committee.
Touching the matter in issue.
Touching the matter in issue.
Shall be the truth.
Shall be the truth.
The whole truth.
The whole truth.
And nothing but the truth.
And nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Good afternoon. Welcome. Kindly introduce yourself to the committee.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. My name is Eric Minyele-Banuele, the Director of Finance, Minister of Local Government.
Yeah, I'm Alhaji Baba Ibrahim, Director of Finance, Local Government Service.
Put on the mic.
I'm Lutfata Muhaidin, Principal Internal Auditor, Office of the Head of Local Government Service.
Okay.
My name is Abdul Jamil Isaka, a Deputy Director, Directorate of Administration, Office of the Head of Local Government Service.
All right, thank you very much. You have only one issue. So, paragraph 1365 to be taken by Teddy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, this has got to do with an unserved bond of 69,208 that was granted to Mr. Eric Obeng to study in the UK, but upon his return, he's not been to the office since the 10th of February 2023. Per the recommendation of the Auditor General, you were asked to recover the amount of 69,208. Has that money been recovered? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. With your permission, I want the HR Director to take the issue. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, the officer involved has submitted a payment plan and contested some of the calculation of the amount. So we forwarded it to the auditors for their consideration, but he suggested payment from August this year, starting from August this year. Thank you very much.
Can the auditors confirm the answer given, please?
Honorable Chair, a payment plan has been submitted and he has computed his own figure to 33,792.46, which we are here to reconcile with him. The document was given to us just today, so that figure we don't accept until a reconciliation is done. Thank you.
I yield to you, Mr. Chairman.
Per the payment plan, how much is he paying on monthly basis?
He's paying 1,408.02. 408.02 a month.
And that will take him, based on his figure, it will take him how long to
Mr.
finish
Chairman,
paying?
it will take him for 24 months. About
2 years.
Yes.
But if his figure is not accepted, then it's going to be around 4 years.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we are going to resolve it with the auditors.
Okay. Is he in the country?
We've not been able to reach him.
So how come, how did you get a payment plan?
He sent it through the mail to us.
Then he might not be in the country.
Yes.
When you granted people study leave to go and study outside, the probability of not returning is very high. It's a big challenge, especially at the Ministry of Health. All right, so auditors, you have to update the committee also. And this can be done within a week. We are not sitting next week, so this work to be done. So that when we come back on the 12th, we should know the outcome of this, at least the reconciliation.
Well noted, Chairman.
All right. There is one public interest question from the Deputy Ranking.
Oh, I think this has to do with staffing. This week we've seen a very brilliant initiative by the President of the Republic, supplying every district assembly with road improvement equipment. In fact, people say it is unprecedented. It has never happened before in the history of this country. And we are all excited as members. It's a collective effort. But that said, do you have persons in the various districts from the local governance point of view who are able to manage these equipments and ensure that they are effectively used and also maintained very well?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I want to ask for your permission. My Deputy Minister is on this way, so that when he picks this question.
Well, we can't wait for that. But I think that my colleague is actually not right by saying that this is the first time. In fact, buying equipment for the district assemblies was started by the NDC government. In fact, some of these equipment are still in some districts, which those people who maintain it well are still using them. So it's not a new thing. But the surprising one about this one is something that was initiated by Parliament. We have approved the budget for administrator of local governments. But somebody is jumping to take credit. Nevertheless, the thing is going to the district to help the district maintain their roads. So thank you very much.
Maybe subsequently, if they appear before this committee, the decision taken by the executive, because and the vice president's commitment to improving our roads ensured that the finance ministry and the common fund administration release funds and purchase these items. Yes, it has happened before in this country, but the scale, the quantum, the volume, the numbers, we have not seen this happen in this country.
Well, I will not debate this issue. It is clear that whilst this one we are using the Assembly's common fund to do it, the previous one, government used its own resources to do it. Thank you very much. You are discharged.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Thank you very much, colleagues. That ends our discussion for today. Next week, the committee is taking a break for the whole of next week. But hopefully, on the 12th of this month, we are coming back to start with the report on the public boards and corporations. However, there are other few ones that are outstanding under the MDA report, which will also be considered. So I want to thank you very much for coming. The committee sitting is therefore adjourned to Monday, the 12th of August at 9 o'clock in the forenoon.